New Year, same extra value meals at McDonald's. So now get 2 snack wraps, plus fries, and a medium soft drink for just $8.
For limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Hawaii, Alaska, and California, and for delivery.
I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn. And I hire wrong. So then I'm doing IT, and when I go to plug the servers in, they become sentient. And they won't let us access our network unless we forward their chain emails and memes to more and more and more people, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant finds and invites best fit candidates to apply, so you can discover talent you may have missed. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
AI is incredible. It can teach you how to fry an egg and even write a poem, pirate style. Yarr! But it knows nothing about your work. Slackbot is different. It doesn't just know the facts. It knows your schedule. It can turn a brainstorm into a brief. And it doesn't need to be taught. Because Slackbot isn't just another AI. It's AI that knows your work as well as you do. Visit slack.com/meet Slackbot to learn more.
I hope everybody could hear. Without further ado, let's get into it. Can you tell everybody who you are and where you are from?
My name is Brittany Ogles, and I'm from right here in Oklahoma City.
Okay. Now, you lost your daughter.
I did. I lost my daughter in June of 2024 from a severe allergic reaction that nobody to this day can tell us what she was allergic to. She had a perfectly normal day, and it was summer vacation, of course, so I dropped her off with my mom. She had a perfectly normal day. She took a nap, all type of stuff. I picked her up from work. We got home. We weren't even home for about maybe 20 minutes before she just collapsed on the kitchen floor after she had a bowl of roast. So I don't know if it was the roast. I don't know if it was.
Has she had roast before then?
Mm-hmm.
So
she's been perfectly healthy her whole life. She's never had any issues. She has started having hives in April, and the hives are covering her whole body from head to toe, literally every inch of her body. So I was taking her back and forth to emergency rooms. I was taking her to her PCP, urgent cares, specialists. I really took her all type of places in a matter of 2 months to try to figure out what the hives were coming from. And everybody kept telling me that it was like seasonal allergies, like something in the air, that was just kind of triggering her. So she was just taking over-the-counter allergy medicines, which would help a little bit, but not really. A couple hours later, she flared back up, so she would get sent home from school and stuff at the end of the year, which really used to bother her because she was one of the kids that didn't want to miss school. I don't care if it was the PE day. Baby, send me to school. I don't want to be late. Don't make me no appointments. I got school today. So, anyway, she ate, and I told her to make a snack bag so that we could go get our hair done. She had a hair appointment that day, and I turned around to go use the bathroom, and she just collapsed on the floor.
And that must have been traumatic.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
What are some things that kind of helped you get through, for any grieving mother that might be watching? What are some things that kind of help you get through and manage mentally?
So I had actually just given birth to my son, True, and at first it was really hard to find anything that would, bring me happiness or even allow me to smile or laugh or anything like that. I think at the time it took for everybody to just kind of be patient with me because I didn't even know what I needed. Even still to this day, over a year later, I still don't know what it is that I need, but I know that I need people to just be patient, with me and help me figure it out. I was already going through a new normal with just having a new baby because it was me and SaNai forever. I was one and done, and I knew I was one and done, and then here comes True. So it was the three of us, and then it just went back down to two. So it was kind of like a slap in the face, like, dang, did he make me choose, like, I'm going to give you this new baby, but you got to give me back the first baby, type of thing. So, yeah, like I said, it's really, even now today, it's kind of hard to pinpoint anything that does just help me get through it, but my son brings me so much happiness. He's such a light in a really dark chapter of my life. He's about the only thing that can butter me up and put me in a mood to really do anything, and wake up, roll out of the bed, and make sure that I provide for him, give him the same life that I gave his sister. So.
Now, SaNai's death brought on SaNai's angel, hence the note that she left. How did that note make you all feel?
So we actually found it when I was moving, didn't we? I was moving out of my house after everything happened, and we were cleaning her room, and I found all type of notes, but that one specifically stood out to us because it just alone showed what type of person she was. At only 8 years old, she was such a generous person, and she wanted to help everybody with her little broke self. So anything that she could ever do to include everybody or make sure that nobody ever felt like they weren't, anybody was better than them. What I mean? She had all type of friends. She was in the 2nd grade, but she had friends literally up to the 5th grade. Homegirl had it going on.
Right. Wow. And like I said, I couldn't even imagine, and having to deal. Now, I don't think that every woman has this, but I've never had children before, so I want to ask, did you deal with postpartum?
So, yes, I did. When I first had my son, everything was new to me, with the boy mom thing. And I hadn't done it in so long. And then me and my son's dad, we weren't exactly seeing eye to eye, so that didn't make things any easier. But he was a good dad, so it kind of took some weight up off of it. But to be trying to breastfeed and going through a situation where, dang, you waited all these years to have a baby with somebody that you're not even with, so the depression did kind of start to sit in, and my milk started to try to trail off. But right in the midst of that, I'm in the hospital watching my daughter on her deathbed for 6 days. So my milk was gone by then. Like, my son was like, bro, I'm
So
thirsty.
it was shortly after you had him.
He was 4 months when she passed away.
And the stress and everything is the reason why it started trying to dry up.
So I had to figure out how to still be a good mom. I still had to, okay, I don't got no milk no more, but we're going to make this work. You know what I mean? We're not going to I can't sit up and cry all day and not, try to. I gotta make it better, not only for myself but for this baby, So it's hard, but I get it done. Mm-hmm. I definitely get it done.
Yeah. Wow. You're very strong, and like I said, there's other mothers that may be watching from all over that are going through the same thing as you, but they can't come out of it. So I commend you for getting up every day and still being strong for your son.
I always tell people I'm not strong. I didn't have a choice. My son needed me to be okay. And then 5 months after we lost his sister, we lost his daddy on Thanksgiving. So this is still all within a year of me having this baby. And I'm fighting with everything in me to not go through depression, not shut down, not just give up. Because this baby is dependent on me. And at this point, I'm all he got. So I can't stop trying to figure it out. I gotta figure out a way, and so SaNai's Angels helps us. I feel like it helps us to feel closer to her. It helps us to make sure we know that we're doing the right thing for her and making her as proud as we can without having all the answers that we're looking for, or we're looking for, still looking for.
Right. How are you able to help so many people and separate the emotions of what you go through and then take on other people's problems?
So we were able to help everybody due to everybody helping us. We take on donations from the public, clothes, shoes, bras. We feed the homeless. Most of the time, me and my mom personally wake up early to cook, all type of different stuff to make sure that they have a full course meal and snacks and drinks and water and hygiene products, even down to hairbrushes.
Right. That was actually my next question about what all do you do for the community.
Yeah.
And we appreciate everything that you all do. I've seen your page. You guys do a lot.
Yeah, we try to go out at least once a month. And actually my mom, just because she's so determined, she gets out actually every Saturday or Sunday. Every weekend she's out just driving around looking for people that she can help and just giving them everything she can. We've gotten to the point, it's been times my sister's giving shoes off her feet just because people are walking up to her with no shoes on, and she's just like, oh, well, any way I can help. Yeah. So, and that's something SaNai would do. Actually, she got a pair of new shoes and went to school. One of her classmates asked her, he asked her or where she got her shoes or something like that. So she's like, oh, don't worry about it. My mom will get you a pair. I'll bring them to you next weekend. And so we went on a field trip, and he comes up to me, and he's like, hey, SaNai's mom, she said that you was going to bring these Jordans to my birthday party. And I'm like, oh, shoot. When your birthday, baby? Shoot. So, yeah, we do what we can to try to make sure that we continue with the legacy that she left us.
Right. Wow. Now, understanding the assignment is basically your slogan.
Yes.
How can others who are watching understand the assignment in their own lives?
I think that would just be by helping others, helping those less fortunate. Not even less fortunate. There's people that we walk past every day that look like they're,
put together
and are going through the worst times of their life. You know what I mean? It's a lot of times that people, I'm in the medical field, so it's a lot of times that people meet me and they're just like, oh, you're so bubbly and happy, and I tell them a little bit about me because everybody wants to know, like, oh, how many kids you have? Well, I have 2, but, so then they're just like, there's no way there's somebody like you. I'm like, that's how I be thinking. You never know. We run into so many people, and it's just like, dang, all ages, all these different stories, and it's just like, you would have never thought that everybody is going through this. So without even knowing somebody's background or knowing somebody's story, it's just help where you can instead of judging or, especially with our generation, it's a lot of people trying to keep up. And if you can't keep up, then you get talked about. So we got to get away from that because everybody needs help. And it's gotten to the point where you probably scared to ask for help, because I'm going to get talked about. But you could always reach out to us personally, regardless of what problem you guys are going through, and we will do our best to come together and make something happen. We've done that a few times, just anonymously, just helping people that we can.
Right. Wow. Now, you all do take donations. But do most of it come out of pocket?
Yes. So most of it we do ourselves, just because we want to make sure that we continue with providing the thing. We don't want to start and, just kind of drop the ball. So most of it, yes, is self-funded, but we, again, we do get a lot of clothes donations and things of that nature that help us go out. And but even once those donations run low, we start running through our own closets just to make sure that, because it's always something that we got sitting in the back that can help somebody else.
Wow. Now, if someone's watching and they might be watching from a different state, how can they send donations? So our Cash App is SaNai's Angels, SaNaiAngels. We have Chime. We have Apple Pay, which is 405-510-5150. I think I said that right. And also as far as clothes donations, if you're local, we pick up, or we can meet you, or you can, our central drop-off area is in Bethany, Oklahoma. So there's always a way to reach us or find us, and we can make it happen. And I will be tagging their Instagram and all their social media platforms so that way you guys can follow and support. If you guys are just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday from 8 Central Time, and every Wednesday and Friday from 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Make sure you follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Apple, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, big old favorited, fan base, Threads, Lemonade. I'm everywhere. Follow me. Make sure that you follow my guests on all social media. SaNai's Angels is also a .com. Make sure that you visit the .com. Show some support, some love. Share this live. That way you can get the word out. We're still going on with the interview, so if you still got time, vibe out with us. Okay. Now, how are you able to understand the assignment if you get little to no help? What are some helpful resources that help you all?
Well, my mom's actually been really good at her, what is that called? Networking. She just be out there talking to folks and finding all these great people that are trying to help her, because part of understanding the assignment is we want to take those that age out of the system, like foster care and stuff like that. We want to be able to take them and house them in situations, where they don't have anywhere to go and they're forced into homelessness. So we're actually working towards getting something like that started. And even, prisoners, when they come home, they sometimes are kind of forced straight to the streets because they don't have anywhere to fall back on. And so, yeah, we go out and she literally goes just to the most random spots and meets the most amazing people that help her into doors that she thought would always be closed. She anytime that something doesn't seem like it's going her way, out of nowhere she'll run into somebody that is willing to help her, and she just is so excited. She gets so excited just off the fact that she's getting a little bit closer to where she wants to be.
Right, so. Exactly. Now, I do want to kind of get...
Okay. So...
What did y'all do for Christmas?
We actually were able this year to sponsor a single father and his 6 kids.
Wow.
For Christmas, in a time where he was having a little trouble with, being able to provide, and he just had he's used to having all boys and just had a little girl, so he was kind of thrown off guard a little bit,
Right.
But we always say, put a father in a mother's position and watch him fold, and he's one man that I know that won't fold, for his kids, which is most of the time what you see mothers doing. So, yeah, we were able to help him and his kids be able to have a good Christmas.
Wow. That is dope. Beautiful, And it's a lot of people that are in positions as you all, and they're actually only helping the people that they're close to. They're not trying to help everyone. So I love that you guys are helping everyone.
Oh, yes, there was a young lady that just reached out a few days ago, actually, and she's about to have a baby in a couple of weeks. And she was in a situation where she didn't have a stroller or car seats and diapers and stuff like that. And so we were able to gather all those things for her, actually.
Wow.
So that she's able to take her baby home,
Wow, yes, because you can't take them home without the...
And she's, like, on crunch time right now, She's like, what am I going to do? We're like, okay, hold on. Just relax.
Well, if it's anything that I can be a part of, like, if you guys ever want to just reach out, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I need some extra... we extra hands over here. We are willing to help. Yeah. Now, I do kind of want to get a little bit into, your life.
Okay.
What was your life like growing up?
I actually lived a great life. My mom would say that I was a little bad, but I think that I lived just ideal. I had the type of mom that went above and beyond for me. She kind of shaped the type of mother that I try to be.
Right.
She raised 3 kids, majority on her own. My dad, we knew who he was, but he wasn't really, so it was all on mom.
Right.
And so she was the type of mom, actually, like if we all 3 wanted different things for dinner, she's going to go to make 3 separate stops just to make sure. So,
you was spoiled.
Yeah. I still am, actually. I'm about to be 32 years old, and she gonna She gonna do what she gotta do to make sure that I don't
Right.
go without a thing.
I know that's right. I know that is right. Now, what about your mental health? How's your mental health, and how could you compare it to? Because you had a great life growing up. So would you say that you didn't have any issues growing up, mental health wise?
So no, I mean I had typical teenage girl issues, you know, where you don't really go through the phase of not getting along with mom. But other than that, I had a pretty normal childhood. I didn't start so when I was 20 years old, I dated a guy named Cameron, and we were together for about 5 years, and he proposed to me when I was 19, and then when he thought he was an inspiring rapper. Okay. And so my boy went to the studio one night, actually, and got caught in the crossfire of some rival stuff that was going on with his friends and some outside people, you know. And so I would say that that's kind of when everything started going. When I started figuring out that mental health was a thing, that was my first real loss, you know. So I think that at that time I didn't really know how to deal with it. I went through a stage of addiction where I got addicted to Xanax. And it was really just because I was cleaning up my house and I found a little bag that had him in there that he was obviously taking, and I was just like, oh, okay. And I didn't know how to get out of that. I was stuck there for a few months. And then I got pregnant with SaNai. And before I actually knew that I was pregnant, I woke up one day and I was just like, oh, I don't want that no more. I can't do that, you know. Come to find out it was her. And from then, I've been on the rise. I went back to school. I mean, I graduated high school, but I went back to college. I got my associate's degree. You know, I moved out of my mom's house, and I started trying to be her, basically.
Everybody want to be like their mama. Now, I do want to kind of go back to the opioids. Once you started doing it and you realized that you couldn't shake it, did it kind of scare you a little bit?
No, actually, I think that was the scary part. It scared my mom, you know. It put her in a state of panic because it wasn't something that she was expecting from me. But me being 19, 20 years old, no kids, I'm like, girl, I'm outside, you know. I'm just living my life. So I think it was harder on my mom than it was, you know, for me. I didn't really realize until I got clean what I was going through or how I looked and all that stuff, like how skinny I was and the appetite. Like, it was just, it didn't last very long. But the time that it did last, it was
memorable.
It was very memorable.
That. Right. Wow. Now, so fast forward to your mental health now.
Mental health now. So I had started, I would say I just recently stopped drinking the way I had started drinking when my daughter died. I wouldn't go as far as saying alcoholic, where I had to have a drink every day all the time. I needed to be, but if it was shots, count me in.
Right.
You know, I just couldn't grasp onto real life anymore. Like, it felt like everything was a dream, and the type of life that my baby lived she took vacations all the time with and without me. So for a long time, I tried to think of it as, oh, she'll be back in a few months. You know, I just haven't talked to her. She's just over in Cali or something, you know, like doing her little thing. And then 6 months go by, and 9 months go by, and then I'm starting to lose my friends. Like, my friends are telling me, oh, you don't check on me no more. You don't think about us no more. I'm like, dang, I guess I don't reach. I mean, you know, my bad. I wasn't even thinking like that, you know. But yeah, I started losing my friends, and everything was just eye-opening. You know what I mean? It was just like you need to grasp onto real life, and you need to do it right now, because clearly everything is going to shambles, homegirl. You need to grab it by the ropes and figure it out, because the friends, I mean, I was friends with these girls since I was in middle school. Like, I've known these girls, we all had kids at the same time. Our kids they call each other cousins, you know, like we did everything together. So when they flaked on me, it was just like, oh gosh, girl, like, what are you doing? You know? So I had to, once again, pull myself up out of whatever I was in and try to figure it out, because you asked me in the beginning how I got through it, and it was because I had people, but then those people started leaving. So it was just me, my brother, my sister, and my mom.
And your thoughts.
That's it. And thank God my son has a family, a dad's side of the family that actually cares for him. And, you know.
So when you need alone time sometimes.
It's never a problem. You know what I mean? Like, right. There were so many times where they don't even know that they saved the both of us. Right. Because looking at my son is just like, goodness gracious, like, you don't even know what we done been through, right. You know, and your little bitty body and that big old smile, right. You love me so much, and I would hate to disappoint you, you know, when we already living a messed up life. We already got a messed up story, so right. The least I could do is make sure that the rest of our story is golden. You know what I mean? I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that he takes no more losses. Mm-hmm. And I've always been, you know, we're all mama bears. You don't play about your kids. But when it comes to that baby, I try my hardest not to let anything or anybody disappoint him, because he has enough to, he has to learn to understand that's going to be so hard on him, because he actually had a good daddy. He had a good sister, you know, like, his sister wanted to be a sister. She never went through the phase of, you know, oh, no, there's no attention on me. Like, she loved being a big sister. His daddy loved having a son, you know, so I just gotta, I'm just thankful, you know, that my family and his dad's family are how they are about my son, because without them, I don't see myself making it as far as I have. So,
wow. Sorry. Now, before the passing of your daughter, what did you believe that your purpose was?
That's a good question. My purpose before I lost my daughter, I believe I just was to be a mom for her, you know, like I just, she didn't really get to experience the whole dad side family thing, so I worked my butt off to make sure she had everything, and she went everywhere. She was in Mexico when she was 6 years old, you know, like, she's been a little bit everywhere. So my main goal was just to be good to her, you know, and she was my first child, my mom's first grandkid, my dad's first granddaughter, and then everybody's first niece. All my brothers have boys, so she was just spoiled all the way around. And she lived a really good life, so I think that at the time that's really all I ever focused on, because I knew what I had just came out of, and I knew that wasn't a life that I ever wanted her to see me go through, you know, so the main goal was always just to make sure she lived a really good life.
Now you all are expanding. Can you tell everyone how homelessness ties into DHS custody and what you all are starting?
So a lot of these kids end up on the streets because they're in either, like, if they are in a home, they're in, like, abusive homes, or, you know, someone's taking advantage of them in one way or another. So they choose to go out and live on the streets rather than their current home living situation. And so that's where we would like to step in, also for the ones that maybe aren't in that situation, but I think the cutoff age is like 18 or 19, something like that. And at that point, you know, if you've never been taught how to survive, you know, you kind of just end up in a situation that you weren't really anticipating, but you really couldn't avoid either, you know. And so we always say it's not about what you know, it's who you know. And so if we were able to, you know, help even in the smallest ways like that, you know, to give somebody a roof over their head so that they're not out, you know, in these winters, cold nights and hot nights, stuff like that. Yeah, so we're still trying to secure the contracts with DHS and stuff like that to help us be able to provide those services. And we're almost there, not quite, but...
What are some ways that we can help as an audience? Okay. Now, what would be the requirements for someone to be in, you know, part of the house? What would be the rules?
I don't want nobody doing drugs. I don't. And a lot of people say weed is not a drug, but to me, I want to help you. You know what I'm saying? I want to help you get focused and get a job and find stability. And
Now, what if they have a medical card and that's the way they help? I have lupus, so I gotta smoke. So if I was one of the ones that was homeless, because it's chronic illness. A lot of times people are homeless because they have chronic illnesses that people can't handle or that people don't know how to take care of.
If that's the case, then it's a pass. If it's not, my goal is I want you to be better. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been in a lot of situations, so I know how it feels to not feel wanted, to not have a ride, I know a lot. You know, I've been through a lot. I'm 49 years old. So I just want somebody to be able to say in 5 years, thanks to them, this is where I'm at.
Right, exactly.
I want them to have a better outlook on life.
Exactly. I done swung that microphone all the way over there. And, you know, and that goes with any home. So for those that don't know, there's homes that's out there, but they don't care if you have a weed card or not. She's gracious enough to say, you know what, you might be right. If you have a chronic illness, because like I said, a lot of times there's people that's on the streets that have chronic illnesses and people don't know, or they can't get the help that they need at the hospitals because they like, oh no, I can't afford that. Or just whatever. Like, it's hard to pay for some of my medication because my medications be like, I got lupus. So it don't just be lupus stuff. It's like, come on. So that's beautiful. It's beautiful. Y'all, if y'all got any extra shoes, donate some shoes. All sizes, men's, kids, women's.
I was just about to say, we also actually, we do take kids' clothes as well. There's always, unfortunately, parents that, end up in unfortunate situations, and their kids, them and their kids are forced to the streets or the shelters and stuff like that. And there was I take my son out with me when we're doing our events, and there was, kids out there his age that, were asking if he had anything, left over.
That could give away, right?
I'm like, girl, I'll be right back. This
Right.
baby got plenty of stuff that can go. You know what I mean? Like, I set her up real nice, with baby soap and towels and clothes and pajamas, socks, everything, diapers, whatever. Just, yes, we can help everybody. We want to help everybody literally as much as possible.
And I definitely appreciate you guys for everything that you do. If there's any way that I can help spread the word more, anytime, y'all just let me know. Again, she said, I have a couple bag ready for y'all.
Oh,
let me screenshot. Also, can you tell them, right, she said she got a cup. She said, I got kids' clothes, a whole bunch of stuff. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Thank you so much. Yes. Jazzy Faye, yes. Make sure that you reach out. Again, can you tell them the number that they can reach? That way they can connect with you.
The phone number that you can call is 405. Well, I'm going to give you my phone number, 405-924-2028. You can Cash App SaNai's Angels, SaNaiAngels. I be trying to make sure I don't spell angles.
Me too.
So, yes. You can find us on all social medias, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. I think, is that all the social medias? Snapchat. We got a Snapchat.
And if you reach out to the couch, I'll make sure to get them anything that you send me. I don't host the iron like that. I'm passing the information right on along. So if you can't reach them from the live or from me tagging them, make sure your cousin said, hey, cousin, I have some stuff for you too. Okay. Period. Now, everyone that's part of the foundation, is it family?
Not all of us are family. There's actually, my sister has 2 friends that have been there literally since day one. I mean, they come out everything we do. They right there. So shout out to Mika and Shadera. Always rocking, always rolling.
Now, is there anything that you would like to share before we head out that maybe we didn't touch on?
Actually, I want to thank you.
Yes, no problem.
For even inviting us on your show and wanting to get my baby story out there. Yeah. That actually means a lot to me. It really does.
Anytime.
Because sometimes, like I said, I've lost a lot of people during this process. And so my mom kind of pointed out to me the other day that sometimes it's the strangers that love you more than the people that you've been there for your whole life. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for
anytime
letting everybody hear her story and getting our foundation out there.
Yes, we're going to do a part 2 when the foundation is up and running.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm going to come up there and do a whole new segment. Shoot. Because you guys need to know everything about them. Everything that they're doing is so amazing. And they're right here in the Bethany area, Oklahoma City. So if you guys are watching this and you would like to help, share the live. Share the foundation. Share the love. Share the support. Because that's what it's about. It's all about love, support, good vibes, and positive energy. If you have a platform, let them use your platform. I'm going to if you got something that needs to be said, let's do it. Because guess what? That's how we can help each other. That's how we can be there for each other.
Understanding the assignment.
Yep, exactly.
That's
Can
how
I
she
have
is.
one? Did y'all bring
Yes.
any extra?
What?
Any extra pens?
Oh, no. Oh, well, you can have one of mine. I got plenty.
Okay. Yeah.
I got plenty.
I mean, me a pen to keep too.
Yeah.
Now, again, can you tell everybody where they can reach you? What's the main Instagram or main Facebook?
The main page to reach us is on Facebook, SaNai's Angels, SaNai, because I know a lot of people.
You said in Tulsa, I can get donations. Yes. Okay. Perfect.
We have a cousin out in Tulsa that can do pickups, so yes,
Okay.
just reach out to us. We very local. We gonna get there and get it.
Period.
done.
And I got people in Tulsa that can meet up too if y'all got them. Okay. So I definitely appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure that you follow, share. It's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. Thank you so much, Brittany, for
Thank
being on the
you, Gwen,
couch.
for helping us
Yes,
and
no problem.
getting us on here. We appreciate you
Yes,
very
anytime.
much. Thank you. Thank
anytime.
You, thank you.
Y'all, it's the Couch Chronicles. I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Good night. Yeah, it was. Anytime.
It's just so emotional. You know, she's
Yeah.
my daughter.